Hey guys, gotta apologize for my shabby appearance. They're doing bathroom work where I live and I haven't had a shower in like 2.5 days, but that'll be rectified soon. Jesus, I hope so. So anyway, this is gonna be a fun video today. I'm actually gonna take you to a succession of different places in Lake Oswego. When people think Lake Oswego, they think, just rich, everything's awesome and luxurious and blah blah blah. But what they don't realize is that when cast iron structures were booming in the latter half of the 19th century. Sorry, I'm getting a little runny nose. It's like 45 degrees out here. And I never dress warm enough. Anywho, while that industry was booming up till around the turn of the century, there were iron producing companies just scattered all over the place. And they actually wanted to make Lake Oswego a primary hub of iron construction. So there was a major, I guess I'll call it a mill. There was a major steel iron manufacturing mill out here. I believe it was called just Oregon Iron and Steel Works. Something along those lines. If I'm wrong, I'll correct myself right here. Here's what it was called. If there's nothing there, that means I got it right. And I probably didn't. Anywho, I'm actually sitting at the base of a structure you're going to see later in the video, and you'll know what it is when you see this. That's how you'll know where I'm at right now. Anyway, let's get this thing started. Steve the Amateur Historian. So I'm walking through George Rogers Park, and it is completely silent. It's kind of almost creepy. My God, this ground's wet. So there's some construction going on in the park. I'm hoping that's not going to impede me from reaching what will be the highlight of this trek, even though it's probably the easiest thing to find of the things I'm going to see today. I'm taking y'all down to see the still standing blast furnace for the steel company that operated down here in Lake Oswego. This blast furnace, dating back to the 1860s, is, I believe, the only blast furnace still remaining, at least the structure, this side of the Rocky Mountains and maybe even further. And they're selling Christmas trees down here. Well, my girlfriend already got hers and I don't have room for one. Besides, I'm not here to get a Christmas tree. I'm here for this. This is the old blast furnace. So obviously it's been filled in. This hasn't been used for many decades. But yeah, this the ground in here, this actually was open and went down, and there were people down in there just in the swelter and squalor, making this iron, melting it and molding it, and this was the furnace where they released, the energy from. Back in the day with a structure around it. Now, if you go down this pathway or down to the river or the beach down there, there's a little place over here where the creek comes out. Now, if you want to go the fun way to the next place we're going to, you could go along the creek and kind of scatter along the side, and there's some cool spots up in there. I'll put some pictures in here to show what it looks like in there, because I'm not going that way today. It's a little treacherous when you're trying not to bust an already injured ankle. That's the fun way to go. We're going to go the easy way. We're going to go back up to the street and take a look at it from along the highway, because this That's so cool. After all the times I've been here, I never noticed that quote salamander thing. It looks like it's just a circular piece of rock, but it's actually all just mangled up steel, just like kind of leftover remains from when they were building all this steel. So essentially, after the whole kind of steel boom, cast iron boom, kind of dwindled going into the turn of the century, the mill and all that down here was eventually just pretty much sold off and was used for other means. But around 1910, they actually built a water plant right over here with the purpose of producing electricity for works being done down there and for people who generally lived in this area. So this was an early form of water power generated electricity. But when I first saw it, I was like, what? And it still creeps the hell out of me. Apparently, I heard through the grapevine that there's been like random people who have lived in here. Like they just kind of come down here and live in here and people don't really know much about what's going on. I don't know. It's sketch no matter what way you look at it. Emergency access road. But yeah, if you look right over it, right down there, that's the water plant. I'm gonna include some pictures right here to show what it looks like from down along the water where I've approached it from, which is so much more sketchy looking. Here's a slightly more above overhead view down onto the water plant. You can't really see it at the base down there too well, but see those two, they're little tunnels, and that was where the water would surge through. And then yeah, there's a, obviously more of a building up here where I'm assuming workers, monitoring the thing, that's where they were staged in. Now, this is not the only actual structure in this area. The other one, which is actually much more visible from the street, obviously you can't really see that from the street up here, but above the structure that I found one day, we got this little gem right here. Here we got, wrapping around, obviously we got a backside view of the water pumping plant, and you can see the pipe kind of going into the ground, and then just the other way we got this, and this is also, obviously this is tied into that because this thing would run water down here, it would come out of this opening and it would just flow right down here. It's kind of cool. This is just, you can kind of see this. I'm assuming this used to be more concrete and this is just kind of broken off over time, but you can still see how the water kind of can go down towards what's the creek down there. And yeah, this is where the water would come out. I assume this door would just open. Right here, this is an original piece of pig iron from the mill dating back to 1867. Yeah, that piece of pig iron is it's right in the front of somebody's front yard, and the people that live there are out and about, around the house, so I kind of trying to be respectful of people, Alright guys, so I'm right along Highway 43, just north of George Rogers Park now, and go walking down Wilbur Street because there's another cool artifact of all this steel hullabaloo. See, these kind of newer homes are here. There's kind of a cool little house, or a cool big house down there. But what I'm interested in is what is in the middle right here. This little house here was known as the steelworkers' cottage. The steelworkers who worked, in the big conglomerate that they had down here along the river. This was a cottage that they would stay in. So this is a pretty old place. It looks like it's in pretty decent shape, and it looks like they're doing some reconstruction work here. But yeah, if you look at this sign by the door, it says that Oswego Iron Company Cottage, circa 1880, so that's approximately when this place was built. Looks pretty damn good for being over 135 years old. Alright guys, well I hope you enjoyed this fun short little trek through, sorry, thought I saw something. Trek through what is George Rogers Park, where you can see these kind of cool random remains of artifacts that date back to when Lake Oswego was a steel industry hub. If you go through Lake Oswego now, aside from these little signs you can see, you'd never think that this is what that place was, because it's just such a, not to be a dick, but it's just such a snooty, rich person town now. Lucky fucks. Anywho, I'll see you guys next time.